Good day everyone, I am Lani Minky and today I will share to you my interview about my friend's mother who is currently working in Dubai. She is a single mother who is working very hard to sustain her 4 kids, and she is very kind to me, and I am, despite of her being busy, yet she is able to answer all my interviews, and I can see that she is a very kind person. And my realizations of my interview about her, I can say that OFW is not an easy job. Yet there are so many issues in our world, in our Philippines rather, is we are experiencing great abuse to the other countries, especially the OFW, and it's a very sad because sometimes they are just working very hard and yet their madams are not not that good to them, and they are physically abused, and sometimes they kill their house helps, which is Filipinos. And also there are other side who is a positive side wherein they're also lucky enough to have a madam who is very kind and also understanding, that despite of not say the same races, instead they are willing to accept that we Filipinos are very hardworking person. And so I will start my questions with, how long have you stayed abroad? So she stayed abroad for almost 3 years from now because she wants to work outside the country to sustain her children. So it's been long years now, and my friends said to me that there are so many changes that happened in the 3 years from their life, and it is a personal issue, so I didn't dig deeper from that kind of personal problems. So number two is, what are the purposes of your stay there? So her purpose is a common, to find money, but to find enough income. But according to her, it is not enough because there are so many bills to be paid off. There's so many tuitions because her children are studying in private, and I can see that she is willing to work hard to pay all the bills from her children. So number three is, what were your most unforgettable experiences being abroad, and how will you describe them, good or bad? So her answer is, she is a nanny. She is a nanny there, and they took care of her madam's sons and daughters. Their daughters and sons are good to her because their madam's daughter and sons treated her like her own mother, and that is the reason why she missed her daughters from the Philippines. So number four is, how will you compare the Philippines with the other countries? First, if you are in the Philippines, you are staying together near in your family, while in abroad, it took miles to fly away with them. Second is, if you are in the Philippines, you don't have enough income, unlike if you are working in abroad. If you have the same work in the Philippines, example, a house help, and if you are going to the abroad, their salary is much bigger or than the salary in the Philippines, because the salary in the Philippines is only an average one. So number five is your job affected by the global pandemic, which is the COVID-19? What are your coping mechanisms to combat this problem in relation to your work? According to her, there is no, since she is just a nanny and she is only inside their house because their madam doesn't allow them to go out for the safety of her daughters and sons. So last number 6, which is, do you want to go back abroad or to go to other countries in the future? Why or why not? So her answer is yes. Yes, because I have 4 kids and they are all studying. I have 2 daughters in college for this upcoming next school year, and there are 2 high school. It's hard for me to go back abroad, but it's a must since I am a single mom. I'm the only one who will support my 4 kids. As a single parent, it's the hardest part of my life to go abroad, away from my family just to earn money there. Because I'm just a high school graduate and I don't have any degree or diplomas to apply work in the Philippines. And she gave an advice to me or to all millennials in the Philippines or in the other country which were still studying, that you as a millennials, you need to study hard for you to have a bright future. Because it's very hard, just like what I'm experiencing right now. That is very away from my family. No one can understand the pain from being away from your family unless you experience it on yourself. I am also here to give my daughters brighter future. So, being an OFW is not easy. You struggle very hard. You wake up every morning telling to yourself, to motivate yourself rather, in order for you to get up to have a brighter day ahead. I know it is very impossible to just fly in a second to the Philippines because it took a lot of process, especially right now in this pandemic. This pandemic causes so much distractions, so much many people have been unemployed, and luckily she is able to be working continuously because she is a nanny in the abroad. And luckily also, her madams are also good to her and they treated her as a family, which she is able to live there comfortably without like other people who is abused by the other countries. So I realized that if you have an OFW mother, OFW father, please take care of them. Please tell your I miss you, I love you, and how are you, because they are aiming it so much, even if they are not a showy person to you, but I know they cared so much to you that they sacrificed their own life to go abroad in order for in order for them to sustain your living here in the Philippines, to have you a bright future ahead. So let's just appreciate the efforts of all OFW in the Philippines, in the other countries rather. So that will be all, and thank you so much. Once again, I am Lani Minky and this is my interview.